Hello there, Lunar Squadron, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to another Star Wars Outlaws video. Today we have all sorts of new exciting details about the release date, as well as when we might be able to get a next look at gameplay for this game. We're going to be breaking down an exciting new advisory classification report out of Brazil, and we're going to be telling you everything you need to know about the upcoming Ubisoft Forward event in June 2024. But before we get into all of that, we would love to have you, and the way to do that is go down below this video, click that subscribe button, and be sure to hit the bell notification button right on next to it. It's going to let you know every single time that Nick and I upload the latest and greatest gaming videos here on YouTube. That said, Nick, ready to get into this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it, guys.
We have reached the middle of the week, and we actually got a bunch of surprising news in regards to Star Wars Outlaws. I think it's safe to say that this really did come out of nowhere this week. And Andreas, the first place I want to start with is the confirmation. Ubisoft Forward will be returning in June.
Yeah, Will, we got this tweet from Ubisoft saying, "It's back. Join us live from Los Angeles for Ubi Forward on June 10th for updates and upcoming releases." And then we get this nice shot of the Los Angeles palm trees and sky, and it says Ubisoft Forward live from LA, June 10th, 2024. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Ubi Forward, last year's Ubi Forward, we actually got that gameplay reveal trailer that I'm sure most of you are just nauseated from seeing over and over again in all of our Star Wars Outlaws coverage by now. That is where we got this gameplay footage. So it very well may be the next place that we get more Star Wars Outlaws footage. And I don't think we're just going off of speculation and saying that, because if you guys recall that financial report that released about a month and a half now, I think that was somewhere in the middle of February that we got that financial report out of Ubisoft. They said that, first of all, Star Wars Outlaws would be releasing in 2024, and then second of all, that there would be a lineup reveal in May, and that lineup reveal will notably include Assassin's Creed Codename Red and Star Wars Outlaws. And a lot of us assumed from that report that lineup reveal in May would be something like a Ubi Forward event, and it remains to be seen whether this Ubi Forward event scheduled in June is that lineup reveal that was referenced in the financial report, or if there will be a lineup reveal in May ahead of Ubi Forward in June. So I personally am very interested to see if there would be something like a lineup reveal in May, a month ahead of this Ubisoft Forward, and what that lineup reveal would entail. If it would maybe just be something like a release date reveal, maybe like a calendar just showing us all releases that we can look forward to with tangible dates, and then we actually may get to look at the upcoming releases themselves in Codename Red and Star Wars Outlaws on June 10th, which would just be so exciting. But either way, Nick, my read on this is that we're going to be getting something tangible about this game in June, and that's awesome.
Yeah, this is exciting for a multitude of reasons, mainly because the time window that we were looking for this game to release was opening right around May, going into June or July. So the way I see this, either that happens and we've gotten our hands on this game already, and then the Ubisoft Forward, it doesn't really matter because the game is released, or it hasn't released yet, and like you said, we will get something tangible from Star Wars Outlaws at this event. Of course, it was not confirmed to be at this event, but I mean, come on, Star Wars Outlaws is one of the flagship games that is coming from Ubisoft. They said it themselves in that financial report that this was one of their premier games this year. So you have to imagine that Star Wars Outlaws will be, if not the main event, one of the main events at this event. And like you said, this was revealed at Ubisoft Forward last year, where we got 10 minutes of gameplay. So they will give something pretty sizable, most likely, for this game at this event. So I could see this as nothing other than extremely big news and incredibly exciting news for Star Wars Outlaws. And it doesn't just stop there, Andreas. This game this week was also officially rated in Brazil, so we can add another rating board across the world, officially rating Outlaws between that and now this Ubisoft Forward announcement, and of course the rumors and smoke of when this game is set to release. It really feels like we're getting pretty damn close here.
Yeah, it does. And I think that's the natural next question that a lot of people are asking is, when do we think this game is going to come out based on all of this smoke, based on the UB Forward event timing, and then now this classification release out of Brazil? And just from looking at that classification report from Brazil here, I've translated it to English so that we can all understand it. Sorry if you are from Brazil and now you cannot understand it, but for us, this is helpful because now we can see that it says Star Wars Outlaws United States 2024. So that's just yet another data point showing us that this game is slated for a 2024 release, as was confirmed in the Ubisoft financial report a month and a half ago. So it seems like they are still on track there, and we can use this report filing as yet another data point by comparing when other similar games filed their advisory rating report with the Brazilian government, and then when those games eventually came out. So the first game that I want to look at is Jedi Survivor. Jedi Survivor received its Brazilian rating on December 15th, 2022, and that was just about 3 months in front of the initial release date of that game, which was March 17th, 2023, before it was delayed for another 6 weeks and ultimately released on April 28th, 2023. And then I think the other good comparison here is by looking at Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, which is developed by the same studio, Massive Entertainment, and published by the same label, Ubisoft, in connection with the same IP licensing company, Disney. And that game received its Brazilian rating on September 5th, 2023, and it released about 3 months later on December 7th, 2023. So if you look at the similar comparators here, Nick, it looks like we're looking at about 3 to 4 month window of Brazilian rating and then release date, which I know this is kind of going into the speculation territory a bit, looking at these data points, but it would suggest to me that this game might be coming out sometime in July or August, which is right in line with what we were expecting just reviewing that financial report a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it definitely is. July or August makes a ton of sense for this game for a lot of reasons. If this Ubisoft Forward event taking place at the beginning of June, if they have something big to show off for Star Wars Outlaws, which we all expect now, a month to a month and a half of marketing ramp up makes a ton of sense for a game. And then also you take into consideration that they have a massive Assassin's Creed game coming out, and it sounds like they've been wanting that around that holiday release window. And if they still plan on getting Outlaws out this year, you want to have enough space between those games. So just a mid to late summer release again would make sense for Outlaws. So based off everything that we're seeing, that is kind of, like you said, our speculation. It just makes a lot of sense to me. I'm thinking about that July to August, maybe September window for Star Wars Outlaws to officially release.
Absolutely, Nick. I couldn't agree more. And one final question here that I would have is, what are we all looking forward to seeing out of this game? If this game is coming in, July, August, September, then what would you need to see out of this game at this Ubisoft Forward event to convince you? If maybe you're someone that's on the fence on Outlaws and you're not so sure about this game, what would push you over that line to maybe even pre-ordering this game? What would you like to see? For me personally, I know that we've seen a bit of Tashara now, but I, for one, would really love to see more gameplay on the other planets, like most notably Cantonica and Tatooine. I'd love to see a bit of Kijimi and more of what Akiva has to offer, of course. There's so many diverse locations that this game is promising, and I really want to see more of that free roam on those different planets, different environments, maybe some more of those urban environments as well. We know, for example, Tashara City is going to be a pretty dense urban environment in this game, so I want to see how this game performs in those environments, because that's kind of what I would maybe expect some of the performance issues to arise in those environments. And I think if they showed that off, that would really ease some of my concerns with this game. Really would like to see that stuff. What would you like to see, Nick?
Yeah, for me personally, it's pretty simple. One of the most favorite things that we've ever done on this channel was back in the Lego Star Wars days. We did the planetary breakdowns and the character class breakdowns, and I would love to have similar series for Star Wars Outlaws. So I would love to learn more about the syndicates themselves and the open world gameplay and these planets, just like you, just so we can do more of those videos, because I just really love digging into the lore of Star Wars and making breakdowns and videos about that. So for me personally, selfishly, that's what I would like to see soon out of this game.
Well, let us know in the comments down below what you all would like to see about this game. Is it going to be more of the open world? Do you want to see maybe more of the things that you can purchase with your hard-earned credits once you've finished heisting the galaxy? Let us know. We'd love to hear what all of you have to say, and who knows, maybe Ubisoft's poking around in the comments and might implement some of your feedback. I know we're kind of approaching the buzzer here though, so probably not likely, but you never know. Anyways, that's going to do it for this discussion. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, we will see you all next time.